Hey, hello everyone. This is Crypto Marty, your friendly crypto expert. I hope you liked my first video. The attempt was to make the video as simple as possible for somebody who's wanting to know a little bit of information about getting into cryptocurrency investments. This next video is to try to simplify Bitcoin a little further. So I touched upon Bitcoin in my first video. This is an attempt to actually simplify Bitcoin and its existence to a certain extent. So I hope you like the effort to actually make it simplified. So before I start the video, don't forget to actually press the subscribe button because that will help me create better and more content for you every time, everywhere. So let's start. So in order to make it simple, let me introduce two characters to you, Neil and Myra. So Neil and Myra love each other, and Neil wants to propose to her today. Great, right? So Neil actually gives her a ring, and Myra sees the ring. She loves Neil for it, and she immediately keeps the ring in the purse. She can actually verify whether the ring is true or not by actually physically touching the ring and understanding that Neil is actually loving her and she loves him back. So everything goes great. But imagine a scenario if Neil wants to give Myra a digital ring. What stops him from making multiple replicas of the digital ring and instead of giving her the true one, he gives her a fake one? Will that not break her heart? What can she do to avoid that? Well, she can try actually getting a third party, a common friend called Rick, who can actually verify the transaction between Neil and Myra and help avoid the fraud. But nothing stops Neil from bribing Rick a little and help him pass the transaction. So although it's a fraud, it's still verified and Myra still gets cheated. It'll still break her heart, right? Imagine a scenario where Myra, instead of going to one third party, goes to countless such third parties across the globe and helps and takes their help to actually verify the transaction. What will then happen is because there are so many people who don't know each other that are verifying the transaction, the chances of Neil bribing them are negligible, and also them knowing what the original transaction and cheating Myra are very small. So that's the basis of the story. Let's try to debunk it, or let's try to put some perspective into it. The ring in contention here is the Bitcoin. The purse in which the ring is kept by Myra is the wallet. And the countless third parties who are verifying the transaction between Neil and Myra are called miners. So what's in it? So how does this transaction actually get verified? Okay, the transaction is verified on a digital ledger. Like you verify transactions on a physical ledger in a bank, these transactions are verified on a digital ledger called blockchain. All these miners have to solve complex algorithms to be able to verify this transaction using supercomputing power. But why would a miner actually solve complex algorithms using supercomputing power, which will involve a lot of his computing power as well as a lot of electricity? Classical question is what's in it for me for every miner across the globe who is acting like a third party verifying transactions between Neil and Myra for Myra to get that advantage? Well, the classical advantage is that the reward at the end of every block is 12.5 bitcoins per mined block. So 12.5 bitcoins at the rate of say 8,000 USD per bitcoin is roughly 100,000 USDs. And it doesn't take a lot of time, right? It doesn't actually take a lot of time. If you actually go to the blockchain website and check the number of blocks that are mined, there are about 4 blocks mined at an average of about 22 to 23 minutes for a 25 minutes. And for a 25-minute transaction, they get 12.5 Bitcoin. That's crazy, right? Also, the number of transactions in every block are different. So every time a block is passed, depending on the size of every transaction, the number of transactions either increases or reduces. For example, some block number 513487 has only 401 transactions, which means a lot of computing power and a lot of complex algorithms would have been solved there. Versus say block number 513488, where only 1438 number of transactions have been. So that's the highest number of transactions that have been cleared. So smaller transactions may have happened in that block. So regardless of how many transactions that happen in every block reward is 12.5 Bitcoin. In totality, the total supply for bitcoins is going to be 21 million bitcoins. So imagine a world where global adoption of Bitcoin happens, and you own about 4 bitcoins or 5 bitcoins, but you are a person of supreme importance because there is going to be huge demand and very less supply. The idea is that cryptocurrencies will have global adoption, hence the demand supply gap will be so huge that the prices might go to a level of 100,000 or even $1 million, who knows. So the idea is that because it's a finite value, unlike cash, it's going to keep increasing in value over a period of time. So this is the basic idea behind Bitcoin, and the idea was to simplify it as much as possible, giving an example of a real life scenario, and try and help people get the understanding of what Bitcoin is all about. Please comment, share, like, and also tell me what my content is and how I can improve it over time. I'll be counting on you to actually subscribe my channel so that I keep creating great content over a larger period of time. That's all for now, guys. Cheers.